Okay, so this was your second. You said this was your second call.
Yes, we started out. My wife called first. We had stopped on the highway in that snowstorm and had rescued the dog. So we called the 911 dispatch center, whatever number we found online, and a male spoke to my wife. It was extremely rude. Sort of from minute one, demanding we stop along the side of the highway and telling us what we had to do and some other things. And he was extremely rude with her. And we weren't about to stop on the highway. We had small children in the car, and it was a blinding snowstorm, and we had just passed accidents in the village of Horseheads. Um, so she hung up in frustration, so I called back to try to rectify the situation and was greeted by someone else who was less than charming. And the phone call speaks for itself. I was very frustrated. We had been out in the snow along the highway dodging cars for nearly half an hour trying to pick this dog up, and then to be told that I had to stop right then along the side of the highway and wait for them to do whatever they wanted to do while my children were in the car in a very unsafe situation felt absolutely inappropriate to me. I've dealt with law enforcement for a long time and never, ever been treated that rudely by dispatchers, particularly, citizens just trying to do the right thing. Unfortunately, my temper may have gotten the better with me at the end of the call because I was very frustrated. But we did reach out to the sheriff's office later on, and I received a phone call and an apology for the behavior that was undertaken by the dispatchers from members of the Chemung County Sheriff's Department. And eventually, with essentially no help from those dispatchers we dealt with, but through the Facebook process, we were able to find the owners of the dog, and they came and picked the dog up at our home in Corning. So at the end, there was a happy ending to the story, but it was so that's what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you guys were safe. I'm glad that you picked up the dog. I for one, I always pick up stray dogs when I see them, or what dogs seem to be lost. So I think that's such a great thing to do. And I'm sorry that you were met with not just the what appears to be confrontation on a 911 call, but then they posted your call online. Um, did you did you know that before I told you?
No, I had no idea they posted the call online. I had not heard about it. And generally I don't respond to stuff like this. If somebody wants to be that small and petty, that's fine. I my wife was very upset by the way she was treated. It was a very emotional, scary time for us. We were out there on the highway, on Saturday in a blinding snowstorm. There were cars locking up all over the place. We almost watched this dog get hit. There were 3 or 4 different cars out there with people from New Jersey and New York State trying to get this dog off the road. It was obviously a well-kept and an animal that somebody cared about a lot, and it was scary. And after we had put ourselves at risk to do that, to have to be treated in any way but courteously was shocking to me. That's not the way I've responded to other things in the past and stopped along the road to help people and that kind of stuff. And I've never had a dispatcher from Steuben County treat me anything other than sort of being thankful and nice when we help somebody out. And to receive rude treatment from people was stunning. I was very upset and emotional, and maybe my emotions got the better of me when I was speaking with that woman. But I wanted them to understand who they were talking to and that they were being extremely rude, and that I had a background with law enforcement, and so I could say I could say that with some certainty that we'd never been treated that way before. So
Yeah. Yeah. I was.
I simply wanted somebody to help this dog out and get it back to its owners. And to receive zero help, to be told we won't come to Steuben County and help this dog, and we won't do anything to help you. You guys put yourselves at risk. Stop a car along the side of the highway. I mean, that kind of statement. Stop the car right now. Stop it along the side of the highway, and wait for us to show up. With that kind of weather was I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It was put my children at risk to convenience an officer. I've never heard that kind of thing from a law enforcement officer, and never would from somebody who patrols the road.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was shocked at the end, to be honest. I mean, obviously I didn't hear the first conversation, but I heard the second one, and I felt like there was tension from the very beginning. Were you talking to the Chemung 911 dispatcher or
Yes, that was Chemung County.
so you called Sheriff I'm sorry, not Allard. Um wait, which sheriff did you call?
Well, we called. I called the. Well, we called we were in Lauman, so when we called 911, or we called the Chemung County Sheriff's Office non-emergency line, to find out, to report the dog that we had.
Yeah.
So that's the number I called back. It was the Chemung County Sheriff's Office. So I was talking with Chemung County when this stuff happened.
Do you,
I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just wondering now that they posted that audio of you, are you gonna call their supervisors again, or are you just gonna
I
kind of?
don't see any reason to.
Yeah.
This is if they choose to be that petty and small, that's their problem. They were, my hope is they will not treat other citizens the way I was treated, and I have a hard time believing that if anybody in my situation would have reacted much differently. We had just done something, probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world, but stopped along the side of the road to help a dog and keep the animal from dying. In fact, it was our understanding from the folks who came to pick it up that the owner of the dog was actually having a baby at the time. So,
Oh my gosh!
What a terrible situation they would have encountered if that dog had died in the highway. And we watched it almost get hit by a snowplow. The Chemung County snowplow folks stopped and helped stop traffic as we were dealing with this animal. So
did she have her baby?
I don't know. We didn't follow up. I don't know if I'm not sure if they know, quite frankly. But
was it?
It was just, it had been a very scary time to be out there on the highway. We watched a couple of near misses, and it was very emotional for us. So, and we were just trying to get the dog back to its owner as quickly as possible, and then to meet with resistance, and to be told to park along the side of the roadway and wait for us to show up in that kind of weather. And I had a child who was 2.5 years old and 6 months old in the car, and the idea of stopping on that road was absolute insanity. And it made me mad that any person engaged would suggest somebody to do something that dangerous was just mind-boggling to me. And to suggest it to my wife in extremely insistent terms, you must stop right there and we'll come there. And then to say, we're not going to come to Steuben County and help you all out at all was just, I live in Corning. It's not very far into Steuben County to help out somebody. So
yeah.
And it's not a response I've ever gotten from Steuben County law enforcement, whether I call and tell them who I am or if I'm just calling to report something going on. I have always received absolutely professional, courteous, and sort of customer service oriented treatment by law enforcement anywhere. And I tend to call things in along the highway or stop and help people and travel in New York State extensively because of what I do.
Sure, yeah.
And I just never received treatment like that. I was stunned, particularly under those circumstances, and it probably shows in what I said and how I reacted. And again, we just spent half an hour outside in the freezing cold and snow dodging cars trying to save a dog, so we were a little bit emotional and amped up at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think. I think that's
so.
All right.
Anyway,
thank you for talking with me. I'm sorry that happened.
No problem. Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.